Warning: this video contains intense storytelling and is not for the faint of heart. Watch with the lights on. Alright, so this isn't one of those made-up internet horror stories. I swear, what happened to me last fall still messes with my head. And every time the power flickers, man, my heart just drops. I'm sharing this not to scare anyone, but honestly, just to get it off my chest. Maybe someone out there has gone through something similar. It all started one weekend when I was house-sitting for my cousin Josh. He and his girlfriend were doing this couples retreat thing in the mountains, some no phones allowed kind of deal. And since I work remote and live nearby, he asked me to watch his place for a few days. Josh's house isn't some creepy cabin in the woods or anything. It's a chill single-story place in the suburbs. Quiet neighborhood, decent-sized backyard, nothing sketchy, just regular. Which makes what happened even weirder. I got there Friday afternoon, dropped my backpack in the guest room, and made myself at home. Everything was smooth. Ordered some pizza, played Xbox, scrolled through TikTok, and was honestly enjoying the peace and quiet. Josh's dog, Milo, a chunky little bulldog, was snoring like a grandpa on the rug. Felt like a mini vacation. That night, around 11 p.m., I was brushing my teeth when click, the lights went out. I froze with the toothbrush still in my mouth like, seriously? I figured it was just a short outage. Happens sometimes. Maybe a fuse blew. But the weird part? The street lights outside were still on. I stepped out into the hallway, pitch black, except for a faint glow from my phone screen. I yelled, "Milo," and heard his collar jingle. He was right by my feet, already acting weird. Tail down, ears low. Dogs know, man. They always know. I checked the fuse box in the laundry room, flicked the switches a couple times. Nothing. My phone still had 40% battery, so I used the flashlight and texted Josh. "Yo, lights just went out. Fuse box ain't doing squat. That normal here?" No reply. Of course. Retreat equals no phones. I wasn't gonna freak out over a little blackout. I lit a couple candles Josh had on the coffee table and figured I'd just crash early. That was my first mistake. It was maybe 2 a.m. when I woke up to this sound. Like soft footsteps, not stomping or running. Just slow, steady creaks on the wooden floor. I thought it might be Milo, so I called out, "Hey buddy, you okay?" No response, just more creaking. Then silence. I grabbed my phone, turned on the flashlight, and scanned the hallway. Nothing. But I noticed Milo wasn't in my room anymore. His bed by the door was empty. I got up, slowly opened the bedroom door, and peeked down the hall. My heart skipped a beat. Milo was sitting at the end of the hallway, facing the wall, completely still. I was like, "Dude, what are you doing?" I walked over, tapped him gently. He didn't move for a second, then kind of jerked his head like he just woke up. Tail still down. He looked up at me with those wide, glassy dog eyes, then walked back toward the living room. No bark, no grunt, just like he'd seen something. That's when I started feeling it too. You ever get that feeling like the air in a room is just heavy? Not hot or cold, just off. Like the silence has a weight to it. That's the best way I can describe it. I shrugged it off and went back to bed. Second mistake. The next morning, I checked the breakers again. Still dead. I called the electric company and they said there were no outages reported in my area. Said I should call an electrician if it kept up. Cool. Real helpful. Around noon, I decided to take Milo for a walk, get some fresh air, shake off the weird vibes. It helped a bit, honestly. The sun was out, people were mowing lawns, washing cars. Everything felt normal outside that house. But the second I stepped back inside, click, the lights flickered back on. I stood in the entryway, staring at the ceiling light like, "Bro, you for real?" All day, the power stayed on. I made lunch, watched Netflix, played some Call of Duty. Started thinking I'd just imagine the weird stuff. Maybe the breaker reset itself? I don't know how that stuff works. But when it hit 9 p.m., click, out again. I laughed at first. Legit laughed like, of course, this house got jokes. But then, the hallway light flickered on for half a second. Just enough for me to see a shadow at the end of the hall. Not a person, not a shape I could really make out. Just a dark blur that vanished when the light went off again. I was frozen. I mean, straight up, I couldn't move. I stood there holding the TV remote like it was a weapon. I even whispered, "Nope, nope, not doing this tonight." I grabbed my keys and Milo and went straight to my car. Sat in the driveway for 20 minutes with the engine running, trying to figure out if I was overreacting. But something told me not to go back inside. Not yet. Something's in the house. I finally decided to go back in around midnight. I figured, okay, I'll just crash on the couch with all the lights on. If they came back. As soon as I opened the door, it was ice cold. And I'm talking weird cold. Like, the AC wasn't on, windows were closed, and it felt like I stepped into a walk-in freezer. My breath literally fogged up. I stood in the doorway and just said, "Hey, whatever's here, I'm just watching the house. Okay? I don't mean any trouble. Just let me sleep. All right?" Yeah, I was that guy, talking to thin air. I sat on the couch with Milo next to me, wrapped in a blanket, watching my phone with the brightness cranked up. I wasn't sleeping. No shot. Around 2:30 a.m., the kitchen light blinked on, just once. Then I heard the fridge open, like the suction sound when you pull the door. Then footsteps. Top, top, top. Getting closer. I didn't even look up. I just whispered, "Milo, if that's not you, bro, we're leaving. Right now." Milo whimpered. Didn't bark. Didn't growl. Just this low, scared little whine. I finally looked toward the hallway. Nothing there. But I swear, I felt something standing right behind the couch. The air got heavy again. My ears were ringing. Milo crawled under the coffee table and wouldn't come out. That's when I heard breathing. Right behind me. Slow, deep inhales. Like someone standing a foot away. I couldn't move. I was legit frozen. I think my brain just glitched. Like it couldn't process what was happening. My hands were shaking. My mouth was dry. And I couldn't even turn around. Then it stopped. The breathing just faded. I turned around in one fast motion, nothing. No one there. I was done. Mentally checked out. But I couldn't leave Josh's house like that. I felt like, if I left, something would follow me. Let me know when you want part 2, where things get worse, way worse, and the story ends on a creepy cliffhanger. Want to continue now? I didn't sleep at all that night. Just sat on the couch, blanket around me, flashlight in one hand, phone in the other, Milo tucked tight against my leg. I kept telling myself, sunlight fixes everything. Just make it to sunrise. Around 5 a.m., I must have dozed off because I woke up to the sound of humming. A soft voice, almost like a woman's, coming from the guest room, the room I was sleeping in the first night. I blinked a few times, making sure I wasn't dreaming. The power was still out, house still cold, but that humming low, slow, almost like a lullaby was real. I grabbed my phone and started recording, not even thinking straight. I just knew no one would believe me otherwise. I tiptoed toward the guest room, heart slamming in my chest. When I reached the door, the humming stopped. Dead silence. I pushed the door open slowly. Nothing. The bed was made, my bag still on the chair. But then, I noticed the closet door. It was open just a crack. I swear, it was closed when I left that room yesterday. I aimed the flashlight at it, took one step forward, creak. The closet door moved, slowly, just a few inches. That was it. I slammed the bedroom door shut, locked it, and backed away whispering, "Nope, nope, not today." I grabbed Milo and my car keys and we bolted. I didn't even grab my charger or bag. Just ran out and drove straight to a nearby diner that opened at 6. Sat there sipping black coffee with Milo next to me like a shell-shocked war vet. I probably looked like I hadn't slept in a week, which honestly is how I felt. Later that morning, I got a call from Josh. He sounded relaxed, happy, like he'd just come back from a massage. "Yo bro, how's the house? Milo doing okay?" I almost screamed into the phone. I told him everything. Every flicker, every noise, the humming, the breathing, the shadow. And you know what he said? "Ah crap, It's happening again. Again? I said, Josh, you better start explaining. Right now. That's when he told me the truth. Turns out, a few years ago, before he bought the house, the previous owner had disappeared. Vanished. No note, no signs of a struggle, just gone. The police found all his stuff still in the house, wallet, phone, even food in the microwave. All the doors were locked from the inside. No forced entry. It was like he just vanished into thin air. Josh said he didn't believe in ghosts or whatever. Figured it was some urban legend the neighbors spread. But the first few months after he moved in, weird stuff happened. Lights flickering, cold spots, the dog barking at corners, dreams of someone humming. But it always stopped after a while. Until now. I went back later that day, brought a friend with me this time, and decided to check one place I hadn't looked yet, the basement. I hate basements. Nothing good ever happens in basements. We pulled the chain to the basement light. It flickered, but stayed on. Step by step, we descended into this cold, dusty space that smelled like mildew and metal. And then we saw it. On the far wall, behind some shelves, was a section of drywall that didn't match the rest. Slightly newer, painted over, but you could still see faint cracks running through it. We moved the shelf, knocked on the wall. It sounded hollow. There was something behind it. We pried it open with a crowbar. The panel cracked off, revealing a narrow crawl space. Too small for a person to get through easily, but just enough room for someone to hide something. We found a box. Inside, a bunch of old photos, burnt around the edges, all of the same man. Bearded, tired eyes, always in the same room. The guest bedroom I slept in. We also found a journal. Most of it was unreadable, water-damaged, or torn, but a few pages survived. And what they said chilled me to my core. It watches from the hallway, only when the lights go out. It mimics voices, hums lullabies, pretends to be someone you trust. It can't enter if you don't invite it. But once you do, don't speak to it, don't answer it, don't look at it. That was the last legible entry. We showed the stuff to Josh. He didn't want to talk about it. Said he was selling the house. Fast. I don't blame him. It's been months since that happened. I haven't gone near that house again. Josh moved out 2 weeks later. Milo's doing better now. No more whimpering or hiding. But sometimes, when I'm home alone, the lights flicker. Just once. No power issues. No storms. And for just a second, I hear that same humming. Real soft, like it's waiting for me to look. But I won't. I don't care how curious I get. Because now I know. It only comes when the lights go out. If you've ever experienced something similar, unexplained shadows, voices, or flickering lights, comment below. Share this story with someone who loves creepy true tales or dares to sleep with the lights off. You're still here. You've got guts. Hit that subscribe button and come back for more Shadow Files nightmares. And remember, if the lights go out tonight, don't look down the hallway.